Good morning. It's a Monday. Let me see what day, what month. It's November 7, 2016. And I'm all alone this morning, so I thought I would do a quick little video vlog for you guys. I usually do one on Sunday, but yesterday, oh, it was the worst of days, the best of days. Most of it I was crying. Most of it I was so upset. I just wanted to run away from home and go hide or go drown myself in the pond or something. You know, we just all took the personality test, you guys. The Quattro Quilters did, you know, the book I showed you. So we've all taken the test, and unfortunately, I'm still the same personality I've always been. Half bossy and half organized and can't stand anything out of order. So I decided I was going to learn how to use Quilt Path yesterday. I need to give this thing a name. It's a good thing I didn't name it yesterday. I would have named it Godzilla. Maybe after Wednesday, when I get to use it again, maybe I'll call her Gracie. Who knows? But anyway. First problem, I couldn't even get the thing to come on. Couldn't even get it to come on. And the lady that installed it had the same problem. The lady that installed it had all kinds of problems with it. I think she is a terrible teacher. Terrible. She does not have the gift of teaching. She may be a wonderful, fabulous, marvelous person. She may know it inside and out, but she is a terrible teacher. My husband's a terrible teacher like that. So, and I'll give you an example. First, I'll give you that in a minute, but first of all, I couldn't get it to come on. It says, Quilt Path is not on, Quilt Path is not active, or whatever its thing was. And so there's a Quilt Path group, and I went on the Quilt Path group, and I said, oh, help, I'm so sad I can't even turn it on. So they said, check all your connections, pull this out, push that in, make sure this is tight, make sure this, make sure that. Well, all that stuff was fine. So some extremely nice, sweet, darling angel at APQS, her name is Angela Hughley Clark. She said, private text me your phone number. Now mind you, it's the Giant Quilt Convention in Houston. And they're all down there, and I'm sure they're all busier than a one-arm paper hanger. But she called me, it was like 15 minutes I posted, and she called me. And there was something wrong with it. Same thing that was wrong with it when the lady installed it. And so we had to go through all these steps and push this, push that, push this, push that, unplug this, plug this in, do this, do this, do this, reinstall the driver. So we did that a couple times. So finally it came on to work right. So I thought, okay, fine. So I went in to where you start to build a pantograph because I wanted to do a quilt. I was going to do one of those little charity quilts, you know, for the homeless kids as my first one. And so, and I had done Love Lit Diamonds, you know, and it turned out. So I thought, you know, I'll just do something simple and it'll be okay. So I go in there and I push all the buttons and I do all the things and I choose all the stuff. And I say, okay, quilt as rows. And it goes back into, you are in simulated mode, Quilt Path cannot work, whatever. The same thing that started the day. Oh, I was so upset. So upset. I didn't know what I had done. And so, you know, this thing has kept on happening, and I just thought, you know, the thing's defective, something's wrong with it. Either it's defective or I'm defective. Something's defective around here. So, my friend Jolene in Florida has 2 computers, and she's trying to console me and say, oh, it's like that for everybody. Just don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. You're really smart. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really smart. I can't even turn the stupid thing on. So, I posted again. I don't know if I texted her or posted it at Quilt Path or what. It's doing it again. Would you believe she called me again? Doesn't even know me. She hasn't made 1 penny from me. A different person made the commission. A different person was paid $500 to come teach me how to do it. But that person I cannot communicate to save our lives. I have text in my phone from that girl. Finally, we got all that worked out, and I quilted my quilt, and I'll show you the quilt in a minute. But later last night, I thought, I am going to learn this if it kills me. So I took all the directions upstairs, and I took a copy of Quilt Path on my laptop, and I went upstairs to my bed, and I thought, I am going to learn this. Well, the first thing I wanted to know was when you go in there, it asks for sizes. It asks for width, and it asks for height, and it asks for total width and total height. And so you're in there and you're building a pantograph, right? Well, I've always used pantographs in paper form. And a paper pantograph has a height and it has a width. It's written right on the end of it. So my mind is saying the computer wants to know the height and the width of the pantograph. But I wasn't sure about that. And I was completely wrong. But anyway, the first lady that came had texted me and said, oh, why don't you let me help you? So I asked her the question. I said, does total width and total height have to do with one block of the design? Or does it have to do when you make 6, 10, 12 of them in a row and you stretch it out? Does it have to do with that size of the design? Or if you have 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, does it have to do with the total height of that and the total width of that? Her answer was, it could be any of those things. I have it in my phone. She said it could be any of those things. No, it's not any of those things. I found it on video last night. I watched the video and I wrote down everything the girl said, made charts and everything else. And total width and total height are the width and the height of the quilt top. Has nothing to do with the pantograph. Total width and total height have to do with the quilt top. Number one, why doesn't it say that? Doesn't it say total width quilt top, total height quilt top? Because there's other numbers in there too that have to do with the pantograph, but those two have to do with the quilt. Why didn't you say that? Why didn't she say that? So, anyway, I did not have those numbers in there. I knew what the numbers were. And I put someplace the total width of the quilt. But anyway, I screwed up putting the equations in when I quilted this quilt. So this quilt, I'm going to show it to you. I got through it mostly by kind of just fudging and trying to figure out how to make it work. But it is the biggest mess you ever saw. This is my first charity quilt for the little kids. And the pantographs are totally not lined up, totally not in the order they're supposed to be. And the back has a mess of the thread. When the lady came, she told me I didn't know how to thread the machine. My bobbin was wrong. I threaded it wrong. I did everything wrong. So I just left it the way she had it. Well, now I got a mess on the back of my quilt. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So here's my first one. Thank goodness it's aliens, because we can blame it on the aliens, right? But it is a mess. It's a little quilt, and this is my first one out of many. And Diana is going to put the binding on these quilts. She promised me if I'd make them, she'd bind them, because she likes doing it. You know, something's wrong with all of us. And she's something wrong with her because she likes to do bindings. So, anyway, that was yesterday. Late last night, I finally figured out how I think you're supposed to do this. So, when Terry's going to come over tonight, and I'm going to give her a lesson. I found out that you can take the Quilt Path software and you can install it on 3 different computers. So I've installed it, of course, on this. Last night I installed it on my laptop so I can sit in my bed and work with it. You can't do anything with it until it's hooked up, you know, till you transfer the information with a flash drive or something to the main one. But you can build and you can design and you can learn it and you can do everything. So tonight Terry's going to bring her laptop over. We're going to put it on her laptop. So we are going to learn this thing. With Angela's help and my persistence. So anyway, that's what I did. And I'm hoping, Diana, that I have enough of this left to do the binding. It's a little quilt, so I'm sure there'll be enough left. I bet you only need 4 or 5 strips at the most. So anyhow, other than that, what am I doing? It's Monday, and so I have to go to work. but I'm going to start out by working here. I can get into the store computer from here, and so I'm going to start out by working from here, and then the mail comes about 10 o'clock, so I'll go to the store about 10 o'clock when the mail comes in. So Wednesday, come back and visit me because Terry's coming over and we're going to do another quilt. I don't know if it's going to be one of her quilts or one of my quilts, but we'll do another one. And I want to learn, once I figure out how to quilt the pantographs on there and get them the way they're supposed to be, then I want to start making my own designs. So that'll be another really fun thing to learn. So anyhow, that's all I have to say for today. And thank God I'm smiling today and happy today. Yesterday was really hard. I get very frustrated when I can't make something work. So anyhow, bye for now. And Helga, yes, I read your message about the chairs and the pillows. And I haven't had time to get back to you because I've been messing with this all weekend. I was in tears all day yesterday. But yes, that sounds like a fun thing to do. And I don't know if you have craft shows over there in Germany, but I bet that would really go big in those craft shows. You had those little chairs and pillows to match for people to use in kids' rooms or whatever. It sounds really fun. So anyhow, I'll let you guys go, and I'll be back soon, probably Wednesday.